Welcome, financial professionals. I'm Doug Twiddy, Director of Annuities and Partner here at E4. Joining us today is Brandon Barker, our recently added Annuity Case Design Specialist. Thank you for joining us on The Brew, where we build relationships and empower wins. Today, we are here to discuss annuities as a CD alternative. So, Brandon, usually when we talk about using annuities as a CD alternative, we default to MYGAs. Sometimes we'll slide sideways to maybe a fixed indexed annuity with a good S&P cap or a trigger. Today, I want to do something a little bit different because I feel like we have several advisors that are writing a lot of MYGA laddering.
Absolutely.
And of course, that's the bond alternative. But the purpose of these laddered MYGAs is simply to create income in the future each year, right? Every time they come due, which obviously MYGA rates are better than Treasury rates at the moment. So
Yep.
it's a great option, but I think we have a better option.
Absolutely.
We do a lot of income annuities, which is the same thing as MYGA laddering. So as an advisor, if you're hearing income annuities and you're about to jump off because you're thinking broker dealer compliance, fixed indexed annuities, I would tell you to hold tight, bear with us for a few minutes. This is probably going to be a fairly short brew, which is good for everybody. Quick and easy to the point. But there's a nice twist to the end. And if you manage money, you're going to like the twist. We also have alternatives for advisors that are restricted by broker-dealer compliance. And we'll go through all of that. So, Brandon, I wanted to look at 62-year-old, possibly retiring at, say, 65. And I thought $100,000 a year as income was a good, solid, rounded number to shoot for. You can move down to 50,000 if you want, jump it up to $250,000 of income, and we should be able to move these numbers proportionately as we go through. So you're familiar with bond laddering.
Yep.
And MYGA laddering. We're seeing lots of advisors doing 8 applications at a time on a client, right, which gets really, really confusing for everybody.
Definitely a lot more labor intensive, that's for sure.
It is a lot more labor intensive. Some of them can be pretty small premiums, especially when you consider we're breaking them up into the different applications. I'm sure you've seen the problems of trying to keep control of which app in Firelight belongs to which particular product, right? I've seen quite a bit of that recently. So this can help get around all of that. Looking at bonds and the planning for it, I just want to share some numbers here real quick. So I threw together kind of what we would expect to see based on today's rates, February 12th, 2026, as we're recording this. And for a 62-year-old retiring at 65 that would like to see $100,000 a year, if you were going to do bond laddering to age 85, we're looking at about $1.1 million of invested money for today, but their probability of outliving those bonds is 74%. Now, you might look at that and go, well, mortality age is, 84, 85, 86?
Yeah.
But we know that number is generally a mortality age for everybody after being born. But we're looking at someone that's, say, 62, 65, and their mortality age now is greater than that, right? Especially a healthy 65-year-old. So even if we were going to bond ladder to 90, 95, right? So 95, right? And if you were retiring at 65 and someone put a plan together and said that it's a pretty good plan, but there's a 27% chance that you're going to outlive this plan, are you confident?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely. I'm not doing
it. No, and I realize, advisors, that this isn't all the money. You're not moving all of their money into bond laddering, right? But my point is that the plan for income, the bond laddering, we're still a pretty high probability of outliving those funds. And that's investing $1.4 million into that plan. We could carry it to 100, which is a pretty strong number. I felt like I'd be happy with a plan that carried me to 100, but if you told me I had a 9% chance of outliving that, I don't know that I'd believe you, first of all, but but I still wouldn't feel comfortable putting $1.5 million into a plan where I had a 9% chance of outliving that plan. Right?
Yeah, would not feel great about that
Yeah.
one either. But
so what if we had a plan that would carry you indefinitely?
Yep.
Right?
And that's where the income rider comes in. It's great
and yep, that's where a lifetime income rider comes in. There is zero probability. I shouldn't say zero, right? If the carrier folds, right, there's always something out there. But the probability of you outliving the income, as long as the carrier is there to pay the claim to you, you're not going to outlive it. And it doesn't matter how long you live, it's just going to keep coming. And we can provide that plan for right at $1 million, $100,000 a year. So 62-year-old retiring at 65, wanting $100,000 a year. Granted, I also realize we're not taking into account inflation. We're not taking into account what taxes may look like. None of that stuff, right? But purely just looking at numbers, we're looking at about $1 million to produce $100,000 of income. Now, if you are a securities licensed advisor, you've got broker-dealer compliance, and you're going, well, I can't sell that fixed indexed annuity. We do have a fixed annuity, right, with Assured Edge, with Corebridge, or American General, as it used to be called. And it's a little bit more, but it's 1.1 million. And it's still less than buying a bond ladder to age 85. So even as a securities licensed advisor, that's still less money coming out of the managed account, right? To fund that future lifetime income. Any thoughts, Brandon, on it so far? Or is it just a solid, good plan?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense too. I mean, think about, obviously with bond laddering too, you've got to do those every so many years. You've got to hope interest rates stay high and everything. And there's still a lot of variability even in that bond market. Whereas the income riders, once you turn the income on, you know what your income is for life.
Yep. And then the kicker, the fun part to this, we have a strategy, the RMD strategy. If you've heard of it, if you haven't, go out there and look at some of our brews, pull it up. It's a fun strategy. But the idea of the RMD calculator is that we can use income from the annuity, and we can calculate what the excess income is. And thanks to the Secure 2.0 Act, we can take that excess income on qualified money. We can take the excess income above and beyond its RMD requirement and use it to satisfy RMDs elsewhere. Right? So that's money that you don't have to take out of the managed account. And here, we can do the same thing. Once you get to an older age, which of course we're not triggering income until 65, so you got quite a few years of income, account depletion, but at some point, hopefully they live long enough to see that account value go to zero, which means they're living on the carrier's money, or as the industry calls it, mortality credits, right? Nothing better than free money. So what does that mean though, when you're dealing with qualified money, a qualified account with zero money in it, right? Well, we've called several carriers and we have confirmed that with this qualified account, right, at the beginning of every year, they send out a fair market value for qualified accounts that show what the RMD calculation on that fair market value is. And if the income being produced by the annuity is higher than that RMD requirement, the excess is money you don't have to pull elsewhere. And when the account value goes to zero, we have several carriers that we have confirmed give a fair market value of zero. which means all of the income being produced by that annuity is excess income. In other words, if you're getting $100,000 out of this annuity, that's $100,000 of qualified funds that you do not have to pull from the other qualified accounts that you are managing.
Yep. I mean, it basically makes the carriers basically paying your RMD at that point.
The carrier is paying your RMD. I mean, what does that mean for an advisor managing money? In this scenario, let's just assume the RMD is $100,000 on the rest of the managed account. That's $100,000 you don't have to pull out each year.
Yeah, and a lot of it might continue to grow.
Yeah, that's $100,000 you get to keep in assets under management. That's $100,000 you get to keep in there to continue growing. And then add in the fact that we are providing, I'm going to stop sharing here just so it's us now. I think the numbers have done their purpose. Add in the fact that we've provided that security, that guarantee forever, right? That's the bond alternative, and it's stronger than what you were hoping for with the bonds, right? And no one likes buying bonds. Advisors don't enjoy buying. They don't say that's where their strength as an advisor is buying bonds. Their strength is how they can be aggressive, right? Their strength is growing money, right? Yeah. Growing the account value. So if we can bring that security to the retirement portfolio forever, how else would you manage the account?
Yeah. I mean, you have to add to it just a peace of mind for the clients, obviously. Like, not having to, go get MYGAs or get bonds every year. You mean, this is literally what you're going to get paid for life when you decide to turn it on.
Yeah. Yep. I can tell you my mother retired 4 years ago, and we moved her pension as a lump sum over to a lifetime income annuity. Granted, the pension would have also provided lifetime income, but, she would have passed away. The money would have totally stopped. No spouse for it to pay to. And I wouldn't have gotten anything. So moving it into an income annuity gives her, we actually got her more income, gave her a little bit of liquidity, right? 10% free withdrawals, which she's never going to touch. And if she passes away prematurely, the rest of it comes to me. But she is getting that guaranteed lifetime income plus Social Security. And those two combined are more than she's ever really going to spend in a year.
Yeah.
She wakes up feeling pretty good every morning.
Absolutely.
She is comfortable every single month. She knows her bills are paid. She knows her entertainment is accounted for. She knows she can give whatever she wants to her grandchildren. So yeah, this lifetime income is a powerful story that I don't believe can be beaten, even with bond laddering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else you can think to throw in, Brandon? I wanted to keep this short and sweet to the point.
Yeah. No, I think you hit on all the points too. I mean, for me, it's obviously that peace of mind is the biggest part for the client too. It makes your job easier, it makes the client's life easier. So it's a win-win all around.
I agree. Well, thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
Advisors, thank you for spending time with us today. Remember, you can watch this episode again. Hopefully you'll want to. And explore every past brewcast on our YouTube channel or our website at e4.insurance. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, go ahead, click the button so you'll always get the new releases. We post a new brewcast on the first Wednesday of every month. Our next brewcast will be for Financial Literacy Month and is releasing at 10 a.m. on April 1st. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on The Brew.